Hi, friends. This is Todd Mills from Intermountain Coaching and Consulting, where we help you navigate life's terrain. When I think back to some of the earliest things that shaped me, I always return to a kitchen table where there were faint smells of cinnamon and fresh baked bread. It was autumn, the leaves outside had turned deep red and orange, and the air carried that crisp smell that tells you summer had quietly stepped aside. I was 5 years old. My feet swung beneath the chair as I waited impatiently for apple slices. I sat across from my Grandpa Harry. He had the kind of hands you never forget, broad, scarred, steady, the hands of someone who had spent a lifetime working the land, fixing things, and caring for people. I watched as he carefully carved an apple, separating the fruit from the core and seeds. He slid the plate toward me and set the seeds off to the side. Then he said something that would stay with me for the rest of my life. We're all called to plant seeds to provide shade and sustenance for people who we will never meet. At 5 years old, I didn't fully understand what he meant. I was far more interested in the apple slices and going back out to the pile of leaves to jump in. But the sentence settled somewhere deep inside of me, like a seed planted beneath the soil. Looking back now, I've come to realize that many of the things that shape our lives arrive quietly. A sentence spoken around a table, a lesson observed rather than taught, a habit repeated so often that it simply becomes part of who we are. Years later, we discover those moments were planting something all along. I grew up in a large family and an even larger extended one. Faith, family, hard work, service, and caring for others weren't values that were formally discussed. They were simply how life was lived. There was always room at the table. Someone was always helping someone move, repair something, or get through a difficult season. Without realizing it, I was watching people plant seeds. And today, when I look back on Grandpa Harry's words, I see two truths. First, many of us are benefiting from seeds planted by people who came before us. Parents, grandparents, teachers, mentors, neighbors, and friends who invested in lives they would never fully see unfold. Second, we have the opportunity and responsibility to do the same for those who come after us. Every act of kindness, every word of encouragement, every lesson shared, every life touched, they're all seeds. Some of them may not bear fruit for years. Some may not grow long after we're gone. But that doesn't make them any less important. So today I want to leave you with the same reminder my grandfather left me all those years ago. Plant generously, encourage freely, serve faithfully, because the seeds you plant today may one day become shade and sustenance for people you will never meet. Until next time.